fluorescent lights buzzed over a dull hum of chatter and clattering shopping carts as Samuel Blake, a single father in his late 30s, strolled down the aisle of Greystone Supermarket. At his side, his 6-year-old daughter Lily skipped alongside with a bright pink unicorn plushie clutched tightly to her chest. Her laughter echoed like bells, light and carefree, forging an armor of normalcy against the mundane chaos of the world. "Daddy, can we get some candy?" she chirped, her eyes sparkling with innocence. Samuel managed to smile, ruffling her soft brown curls with a scratched hand from the long hours of work. "Sure, sweetheart. Just a little, okay?" His voice fell into a gentle harmony with the bustling ambiance, humming against the overload of task-laden thoughts. This shopping trip was meant to be a simple errand-gather snacks for movie night, pick up groceries, and escape the heavy weight of responsibility, if only for an afternoon. As they made their way toward the candy aisle, a strange tension crept through the supermarket. It began as a murmur, a low vibration that sent tingles down Samuel's spine. He glanced around, frowning at the customers who seemed to have an unnatural urgency, a wild glint sparking behind their eyes. Whispers, dark and frantic, fluttered amid the soft rustle of shopping lists and metallic clinks of cartwheels. Suddenly, a scream shattered the fragile veil of normality. Samuel's heart raced as he whipped around, pulling Lily behind him protectively. The woman in the produce section, the one examining apples a moment before, was now down on her knees outside the circle of a gathering crowd, her face twisted in shock and horror as she clawed at her throat. Blood pooled beneath her grasping fingers, pooling like a crimson-red sun setting against a backdrop of mundane groceries. Then it happened. They came. Out of the shadows emerged figures families turned into grotesque parodies of their former selves. The husband, once a mild-mannered office worker, lunged at a cashier with his teeth snapped back, drool hanging from his lips as if he were a rabid animal. He tore into the woman, her scream abruptly reduced to a gurgle as more lifeless bodies cascaded into motion, turning once familiar aisles into a cacophonous battlefield. "Daddy, what's happening?" Lily's voice quivered, the unicorn sinking into her grip. "Stay close to me," Samuel barked, his heart pounding in his ears. As the screams crescendoed, panic surged through the electrifying air. He crouched down, meeting her terrified gaze, his expression steeled by terror and a primal instinct to protect. "We need to find a way out, now!" With resolve igniting within him, Samuel grabbed the cart. He flung it towards the nearest zombie, its decaying form colliding with the metal toll of destruction. The woman, once vibrant with life, barely stumbled, her hands coming towards him, flesh hanging loosely from hairy bones. He pushed aside nausea, and the creeping dread that beckoned to lay him low there was only Lily to think of. You don't succumb when your daughter's future depends on your every move. "Follow me," he growled, sprinting down the snack aisle that now felt like a war zone. Half-empty bags of chips littered the floor. The room felt like it was closing in on him, the fluorescent lights flickering ominously, casting eerie shadows down the shelves. Tearing himself away from their moment of respite, Samuel examined the parking lot. Cars lay abandoned, doors carelessly swung open as if their owners dropped everything to flee. Groans echoed from inside, a constant reminder of the horror lurking just beyond the supermarket doors. "Daddy, what do we do now?" Lily quivered, her voice breaking like glass. His brown eyes flickered over to a couple of vehicles at the far edge of the lot. One was an SUV, perfect for escape. He grabbed her hand, his grip fierce yet tender, initiating a new race against time. As they dashed across the asphalt, they could hear the cacophony of the dead pursuing, their moans transforming into a desperate chorus of life lost. "Get in," Samuel yelled, throwing himself into the driver's seat. As he yanked the keys from the ignition, he threw Lily into the back and locked the doors. Closer they came now, covered in grime and the remnants of lives long gone. But for Samuel, there were nothing but obstacles between him and his daughter. He jammed the car into reverse, careening backward towards the fence, and shrieks of shattering glass echoed behind them as the undead reached desperately for their chance to reach the sanctuary they sought. His heart pounded, spurred into the drumming rhythm of escape. The tires screeched as he swung around, blasting full speed down the road, away from danger. As they barreled out of sight, the chaos behind faded, and so did the remnants of their former lives. The world was forever changed, but for Samuel and Lily, they had each other, their bond an unyielding force against the horrors encroaching on humanity. As the sun dipped below the horizon, a chilling reminder that survival was just the beginning.